Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Ondo. I always try to keep you updated on the current situation for Ondo, as most of you know. I know a lot of you are also interested in Ondo, including myself. I mean, it's on my watch list. I take a look at it at least twice a day. So in this video, I just wanted to do a full update on what happened yesterday after the great news that we had. We have been able to reclaim back into the balance right here, as you can see, which is great news. But obviously today, as most of you also expect, it's still going to be volatile. All right, the trade war is not all of a sudden over. Now that we have a 90-day suspension for a lot of countries, and in the end, there's still escalation going on between the US and China. And to add on that pile, we actually have CPI and inflation rate data coming out later today, which obviously, I mean, when you talk about Ondo here, you'd say, well, why does that matter for Ondo? It simply matters because the entire altcoin market, as you can see right now, is extremely correlated to Bitcoin. All right, and for Bitcoin it matters because Bitcoin is a real asset right now, so that is dependent on factors like that. But Ondo specifically right here, it's been doing fine. I'm still very excited for some of the things that they will develop over the course of 2025. They still have a huge amount of money for that, first of all. But outside of that, it's also still one of the highest TVL protocols in crypto, providing some real utility, right? So I'm still very excited about Ondo, regardless of the high time frame trend right here, which you should know is still down. All right, so sometimes we can get very caught up in the short-term price action, like yesterday. A lot of people FOMO in and they get stopped out. All right, so that is definitely something, or at least that's a group of people you don't want to be a part of, even though that's difficult because the FOMO is real. But all right, so yeah, we are still in a downtrend. However, I do think the price action we have seen in the last 24 hours is great. All right, because what has happened is that the breakdown we had on Sunday has been reversed, all right? And the main levels that Ondo was balancing in between, excuse me, I just punched my microphone, was this level right here at 90 cents, which we actually got all the way up to with the bullish momentum yesterday, and this support level right here around 77, 76 cents. And one of the key reasons why I'm actually pretty bullish on Ondo right here, outside of what I expect from the fundamentals over the course of 2025, is that Ondo is, like most altcoins, to give you a bit of comparison, also drop down below the previous balance, which we had right here. However, what they did with the bullish momentum yesterday is they were able to reclaim that balance just barely, or they weren't even able to reclaim that balance, right? So they're now sitting at the bottom of that of that range, of the bottom of that balance, and going into a very, very volatile week, right? So I'm much less certain about those altcoins compared to Ondo, because Ondo was not only able to reclaim that balance or reclaim the lower ranges of that balance, but no, Ondo was actually able to break above the POC right here, the levels where most of the volume has been transacted, and it got all the way up to the range highs. Now, right now, the market is pulling back, all right, and that's also to be expected. We left a lot of imbalances to the downside. And like I said earlier, today is just going to be volatile fundamentally. But Ondo has much more of a buffer in terms of support to drop down into to actually still be in this balance. And that is also still what I do expect. I think it's most likely that Ondo is going to fill quite a lot of the imbalances right here. But ultimately, I do think we're going to be able to hold the range lows right here around 76, 77 cents. It's obviously never one price. It's an area. But I do think we're going to be able to hold that level. And I also do think we have a fair chance to not only stay in this balance for now, but also get a bullish breakout later on. But for that, we would need some more strength in the altcoin markets. So that is not something I'll tell you right now, but it is something I'll definitely keep you updated on. So for now, this is what you need to know. For now, I think this is most likely. If you do have any questions, anything, let me know down in the comments. But for now, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you all in my next videos. Bye.